welcome back to my channel. I was in the middle of making a fresh batch of kimchi and I thought I would just quickly show you what I'm doing because I do get recipes to share, like how to ferment vegetables. So everything is prepped and done, but I will show you where I am, and I will leave the actual recipe in the description box below for you guys. Kimchi has peppers in it in the sauce, so probably not great if you're in a flare currently with an autoimmune disorder, but you could leave the peppers out and really put any seasoning you want on these vegetables. Sorry, kids are in the background. I do not have psoriasis anymore or any autoimmune, so I use peppers and once in a while, and I'm good with them. So I'm gonna show you this recipe, but like I said, you can tweak it to any way you like and put any flavors that you like. All right guys, so this is a setup currently. I will start with this big jug. This is a huge glass jar with a lid that I have to go on top, and I'm gonna show you what I prepped. So for kimchi, you can see on the bottom, there's some organic green onion. This right here is daikon, nope, I lied. This here is bok choy. This is napa cabbage, and the top is daikon radish. I did not put any regular cabbage in here because this is the mix that I like, but the beauty of fermented vegetables is that you really could add anything you want. So this is a huge glass jar. I like the big opening because you want a plate or something to keep the vegetables down. And I like that it's so big. This will decrease as we start to mush it down, but this is really nice. So in terms of what's going in here, we have a brine. So this is just a little bit of warm water and some Himalayan salt. I'll leave the full recipe in the description so you know the measurements. We will need more water than this possibly, so if you do, you can always just top it however much you need with some warm water. And then in terms of the sauce, this is what we have. So there's coconut aminos, ginger, garlic, some pepper, and I also used this as the main chili paste. This is Yais Thai. It's a paleo hot sauce, super clean. The ingredients are amazing. I'm not sure if you can see that right there, how clean this is. But again, if you have autoimmune, you could absolutely leave this out and just leave it with some garlic and ginger. You could just do salt if you want it more like sauerkraut. You could add fennel. So knock yourself out, but this is what we are doing today. So I'm gonna just quickly show you some of the main steps. The first thing we are going to do is add this to the jug and kind of push down the vegetables. So I'm doing this one-handed. I do not have a tripod set up because this was a very last-minute video, but we're just adding the water. So this is probably gonna be enough, but like I said, if it's not, you could always just add some more. So I have this wooden spoon here, and we are gonna just start to mix and mush. I will show you what it looks like when it's done, but we really just wanna mix up all the veggies together and mush them down so that they kind of soften a little bit and are pushed below the water, and we get a nice brine going. All right guys, I paused the mushing for a sec because I just want to show you, we still have some more to do. I don't know if you can see, but the water is up to here. So this is where the water is right now. When I just poured the water in, it was to here. Don't mind my sketchy nails. The more you mush these vegetables down, the more brine will be produced, so the more water will be produced because water will come out of the vegetables. So you're gonna keep going. This is the most tedious part, but just keep mushing, just keep mashing it together to really get some brine going. You want enough water to completely cover the vegetables because if they're not submerged in the liquid, they will mold. So I will keep going and show you what the end product should look like. All right guys, so I am done mushing. Essentially you want to try to soften these vegetables as much as possible so that they are a little bit softer for when you go to eat them at the end of fermentation. So you can see the liquid's pretty much at the same level. Once we put a plate on it, it will submerge. So this is lots of liquid. So now what we are going to do is just take this sauce and add it to here and then mix it up so it's completely combined. And it's that simple, and then we're just going to cover this. I do want to say, because I don't remember if I said it in the beginning of the video, but you want to just make sure whatever jar you're using is nice and clean. So I just washed this and rinsed it out. It does not need to be sanitized. You don't have to boil it because we're fermenting. So we actually do want a little bit of bacteria in here. So yeah, use clean utensils, and then that's it. I just washed the vegetables, of course, as well. So I'm going to add this sauce into the bowl. And you can always taste it at the end. Just don't double dip because you don't want to introduce the wrong bacteria. So taste it at the end. If you think it needs more salt or more garlic, etc., then just keep adjusting until you think you're happy. Give this a good stir. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right guys, so this is what my final product looks like. All I have to do is add a plate. So it looks kind of brown. The longer it sits, the more red and the more color is going to appear. Mine is quite spicy, but if you want yours even spicier or even redder, go for it and add more chili paste. I don't know, you could add basil. You really could add anything you want. This is more of a basic recipe that we like, and it tastes really good. So just to show you down here, you can see the brine is pretty much the same level as the vegetables. So I'm gonna go put a plate on top, and then we are going to seal up this beauty. All right, so this is what I have. Don't mind the sketchy setup. If you have stones, that works even better. I didn't have a plate that actually fit into this, so I had to use a bowl. But the point is that you want everything submerged. I will come back every single day and push everything under the liquid. You do not have to if you have the proper stones to just keep everything under, but I clearly don't. So I will be pushing it down. This has worked many times for me, so I will just continue to do it this way until I actually take the time to buy the proper tools necessary. But just something to hold it down, and you want an anaerobic environment, which means completely sealed off so no air can get in. This big glass jar only has this lid, but it's not a sealed lid. So I put 3 layers of saran wrap and sealed every bit of it around the edge. Whenever I open it, I will put fresh plastic wrap and keep resealing it. This will sit on the counter for anywhere between 7 to 10 days. We taste it regularly. Once we like it, we keep it in the fridge. So I do put this lid on top as well, just for some extra protection or sealed. We just don't want any bacteria. This thrives when there's no oxygen or anything like that. So kombucha needs oxygen, whereas fermented foods like this want an anaerobic environment. So this is it. We will leave it on the counter right here beside my honey, and this will sit here for, like I said, 7 to 10 days. We will keep pushing the vegetables below the brine and keep tasting it. Once we are happy, we will put them in jars and keep them in the fridge. So this is essentially how you make kimchi, and the same process goes for sauerkraut, for beets, for anything. You essentially just need vegetables and brine. All right guys, it's been about 7 days. This is the finished product. You can see how much water was produced from the cabbage as it sat. So this is what it looks like from the outside. So it tastes really good. We're happy with how it is. So we are just going to put them in some glass jars and put them in the fridge, and that is it. It's that simple. And of course, we're going to be eating some for lunch today. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe in this video. Just remember that you can do this process with any vegetables and any seasonings you like. All right, so this is what we got. I have just 3 regular mason jars. This one was an old sauerkraut jar, so just reused it for the kimchi. This is just the juice. So these are called gut shots. If you've ever tried Farmhouse Culture's sauerkraut gut shots, it's the same thing, just different flavor. This has tons of probiotics in it, but also all the flavor from the kimchi. So we're keeping this separate, and you just do like a shot of it to get a good dose of probiotics. We also have a big bowl here as well. So this we're saving for dinner. I'm gonna do a kimchi fried rice with shrimp. So I'm gonna keep this on the side. So as promised, I will leave the full recipe in the description box below. Any type of fermentation is the same process. You need a clean glass jar, a brine, which is salt and water, and any vegetables and seasonings of choice. And you want an anaerobic environment, which means the jar has to be sealed. That's it. You leave it on your counter for as long as you want. If any vegetables pop up to the top, remove them because they probably contain mold. You want everything submerged, and that's essentially it. It is so easy. Sometimes batches do go south for reasons unknown. There could have been cross-contamination or something, but for the most part, it should be successful if you just follow the base recipe. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Sorry, it was kind of a random vlog rather than a step-by-step, but I hope it was enough to understand how to ferment vegetables.